Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I made this absolutely gorgeous wreath. So I'm actually in my baby girl's nursery right now. Stay tuned for my next video because I'm going to give you a full tour of this room, which I am so excited about. But in the meantime, this is a wreath I've made for the door to her room, and so I wanted to show you how I made it before I share the rest of the room with you. I think this would be such a great one to make for a little girl's bedroom, or if you have a color scheme that works with this, it could go honestly anywhere in your home. But I really love how feminine and girly this is, and especially with the little butterflies placed throughout, I just think it's absolutely adorable. It was also super easy to make, and I made it completely with products from Michael's, so very easy to obtain and inexpensive, and I used a coupon for all of it. Before we get into the video, if you're new here, my name is Kirstie and welcome to my little community. I'm so glad you've joined me here. If you want to stay up to date, don't forget to subscribe so that you get notifications of my weekly videos. Okay, without further ado, let me show you how easy this was to make. Here's what you'll need to complete this project. A wreath form, mine is made from wicker and it's 16 inches. Some faux greenery, I have 2 different kinds here. Using a variety of greenery helps add texture and layers to your wreath. You'll also need some faux flowers. I actually end up using 2 different types, these small coral ones as well as some yellow poppies. And then I also used these 2 butterfly picks. You'll also need a bow. I made this one from a mint polka dot burlap ribbon. If you're interested in seeing a tutorial on how to make a bow, let me know in the comments down below. So first you'll need to trim all of the stems off your bunches of florals to make them into more manageable sizes. Just like this. I'm going to start by placing my greenery first on the wreath, and I'm just going to pick a center point on the form and then work around it from there. I'm not going to stop at the same place on either side of this point either. So we'll kind of end up with a long side and a short side, either side of the center, which is where I will be placing my bow right at the end. So as you're working on placing each stem, look at where it sits nicely against the wreath and also where the stem fits securely in amongst the twigs and branches in your wreath so that everything stays in place. Even with the hot glue, if there isn't a good spot to put it, it won't stay in place. So you can see here, I'm kind of just working my way around the wreath. You can see the short side and the long side forming, and I'm just adding pieces until I'm happy with the fullness and placement of everything. And remember that this greenery is just the basis for our wreath, and we will be adding more to it as we go. So next I'm just adding in my second type of greenery. This has a pretty white flower on it. It's a little like Queen Anne's lace or something like that. And I love the texture and dimension this adds to the wreath. So I'm just working my way around and adding this greenery into gaps between the first greenery I placed, just to keep adding fullness to the wreath. Once you have all your greenery in place, you can start adding your florals to the wreath. So I'm beginning by adding these little coral wildflowers. I love the pop of color these add to the overall look. So just play around and figure out where it is you want to place something. You can see that it takes me a little bit of time to decide exactly where I want to put a stem, and then I just add the hot glue and secure it once I've decided on the right place. So the last flower I'll be adding to this wreath are these really pretty yellow poppies. You can see I've cut the stem quite short on these, and I'm actually going to be adding hot glue along that little bit of stem, but also underneath the flower. and then just pushing it in exactly where I want it. These will face out as opposed to following the form of the wreath like the rest of the flowers, and I think that adds some real interest. And now it's time to place these cute little butterflies I showed you at the beginning. I've left the stem quite long on this because I want it to sit out a little from the flowers. And you can see I just burnt myself with the hot glue, so try not to do that either. And the last step is to wire on the bow. I leave some long wire tails on the back of my bow and I just thread it through the sticks of my wreath form and secure it at the back, and then fluff the bow so that it sits exactly how I want it. And then I am done. That is the last step. And here is the finished wreath on the door to my baby girl's nursery. I think it is so sweet and I love how it turned out. So I hope you enjoyed seeing how honestly easy this wreath was to make. I really didn't plan it too much because I wanted it to feel whimsical and like a meadow. If you decide to give it a go, let me know in the comments down below and send me a photo because I would really love to see how your creations turn out. If you enjoyed the video today, I would love if you could give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so that you get notifications of my weekly videos. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next week. Bye!